you can call ahead for carryout, 859-236-1237. Some of their favorites here are the Old Bridge Burger, the Par 3 Burger, grilled ribeye sandwiches, grilled chicken breast sandwiches, cod fillet sandwiches, chicken salad, chicken tenders, and they've got plenty of appetizers to go with them: French fries, tater tots, onion rings, buttered mushrooms, pretzels and beer cheese. Pizza bites are new, and they've got the all-time favorite, pepper jack shots. Again, call ahead for carryout, 859-236-1237. That's Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Or you can come in and just order off the menu, and they'll take care of you. You get inside, eat outside, whatever it may be. It's available right here for you at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. We got 3 games on the air coming up for you tomorrow night. Boyle County, of course, entertaining Lexington Catholic in what is non-district action right here on Z105 tomorrow night. Garrett County's on the road, traveling to West Jessamine. We'll have that one for you on the Golden Lions live stream. And Mercer County visits Madison Southern and Berea on WHBN FM 99.5. Danville has an open date this weekend. Coming up tonight at 7 o'clock, we'll also be talking Garrett County football on the Coach Spencer Crutchfield show. It's all right here on WRNZ FM 105.1, streaming at hometownlive.net. Other area action tomorrow night: Metcalfe County's at Casey County, Somerset's at Lincoln County, South Oldham is at Anderson County, Clay County's at Rockcastle County, and Eminence is at Washington County. Saturday night, Marion County will host Dayton. So that's everything that's going on in high school football. And Boyle County coming into this game with a record of 5-0. And the coach is sitting down here. And guess what he's having? He's having pepper jack shots. Best things going, I'll tell you. If you've never had pepper jack shots, you need to come out to Old Bridge and check them out sometime. Right, Coach?
Yep, that's my favorite.
Okay, your mic's working much better than mine. So you're 5-0. Looking back at the first 5 games of the season, what's pleased you the most out of this ball club?
I feel like they've been ready to go really since we did that. Not had offensively, just looking at different things. Offensively, we've been pretty efficient in everything we do. Not had many turnovers as far as we have. We played really good teams that we went against, and just seeing us progress and get better and stack good days on good days and practice, and then seeing it come over to the game.
Yeah, you've been able to build a little bit of extra help if it's needed as you've gone through the season. The game number, I did some homework, believe it or not. You played 25 players in the first game, 27 in the second one, 58 in the third one. You played 35 kids against Scott County, and you played 45 last week down at Taylor County. That's got to be helping.
Yeah, it is for us. I'm telling you, practice sometimes it's very competitive. I said Wednesday practice. I mean, it was competitive, and I mean, you got them out there, and that makes practice fun. It makes it to where, hey, sometimes it's tough if you're on one of our offenses or going against our defense, and then our scout team is usually pretty good. We've got good players going good on good all the time, where we're getting a great look. How many times a kid like Maddox Hager's playing tight end for our scout team, those guys start at a lot of other places. Josiah Richards, who plays some of our is a backup, but he starts in some of our pass rush stuff and doing this. He's a big time player, starter at other schools, around us. So we're very blessed with quality. This is the most depth that I've had since I've been here, and it's quality depth. It's not we just got to throw this guy in here, and that should help our special teams. All those things is going. Baylor Murphy's as good a quarterback around. He's getting better. He's listening, doing really well on the JV, but he's getting to go against a top flight defense every day in practice. When he's running the other team's offense against our first team defense, he's getting. If you can complete things against them, you can do it against anybody. Because we're good. I mean, we've got good players.
I know the people, Taylor County people, were really impressed with Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
For what little he was in there, they were saying, "Oh no."
Yeah. Well, you look at Baylor, Jiden. Jiden Hustle-Smith's a great back. He's hard to find. We used him in the game the other night. We have confidence in him. Bubby McPherson's a guy who can play on offense. I know he's playing some defense, been starting some for us. Just looking here, Gio Brown's really going to be a guy who's turned on. We feel like if we can get him involved in it, he's got first class speed. Lyndon Smith started some games early. It's a competition all the time in practice, and some of those guys. When you have to compete for your starting spot, if you're going to start that week in practice, our defensive backs, you got Austin Bodner, Bubby, Sage, Mari, and Tavy, and then Grant Frisbee started. You've got all those guys in there that, hey, if you have a bad day in practice one day, you may be not starting on Friday night. And that's something that's going to iron sharpens iron as far as it's a production world. And it's not – I've been at places where they knew they were going to start on Monday. If they had a bad practice on Monday, they're still going to be starting on Tuesday. And here we're making it competitive, and our kids are making it competitive. They're not satisfied, which is what you want. They're wanting to get better every day. And if we continue to do that, that's how you see your team get better and better and better. And hopefully we're playing our best later in the season.
Health-wise, you in good shape?
Yes, we've been healthy. Knock on wood. I'm not after what we dealt with last year, getting there, and I think we'll get some guys. Everybody's got a little beats and bruises, but we've done a great job. That's something that's not talked about enough is our trainers that we have. Double J does a great job. We've got that in school to where they can go and get therapy. We've got ice baths, all these things that are all there that most schools don't have that we have, and it helps us keep them healthy. It helps us, if they are injured, we're able to get extra therapy where instead of having to check out of school and go over here, we've got a lot of those things at school where they can get it before practice, get taped, after practice, getting ice on them. That's something that's really undervalued, and it's an advantage that we have.
You've given up some points this year, but my goodness, everybody has some kind of wrinkles in their offense to get points on the board.
Yes, looking back, if you look at the points as far as that goes, obviously LCA is really good. They've scored points on everybody. I don't know how many points they've got. I know we're one of the biggest point scorers in 4A, but I don't necessarily know where we rank in overall points. But LCA's been really good. Scott County's tough. I think we held them to 21, but the style of offense that they do, they scored that one late on a double pass with a running clock going on, but that is what it is. So I feel like defensively we've got to tackle better and we've got to clean some things up. Some of that also goes on our kickoff team, and that's something that we've got to improve on. You talk about we like where we are on offense going. Defensively, we can shore some things up. We're making some silly things happen, but some of that, if you give the team at the 45 or the 50, they're in 4-down territory, and it's hard on a defense where it is. We've got to, if you look back at the stats, when we kicked it and they had to start at the 30 or inside the 30, our defense is playing pretty well.
You talk about your defense now. You've had in the opener, you had 8 kids that had 5+ tackles. Against LCA, you had 7. None against Danville. Everybody got to play. Everybody got to do a few things like they were wanting to. And against Scott County, you had 7 guys that had 5+ tackles. And then against Taylor, you got 8. That's people are getting to the ball.
Yep, that's a sign of good defense, and that's something we always talk about. Is defense is a lot about effort. Every offense is going to have. They've got to when they draw it up on thing, you're going to get blocked. It's a numbers thing. They're designed to block you, but are you going to stay blocked? Are you going to get off the blocks and go the ball? And you got to go make plays. And we talk about it all the time. If you look at our tackles here, our total tackles, we've got how many guys over 20 tackles? Over 15 tackles. We got 1, 2, 3.
We got
10.
several.
We got 10 guys over 15 tackles, which is pretty good. And Mari's only played 4 games, and he's got 17. But you look at the balls in the air, guys are picking it off, which is great, which is what we want. I think we've got 6 interceptions with that between Demarie, Montaven, and Avery. We're getting Sage back on defense here a little bit. We'll have him this week playing corner to help us in the secondary. So, we get that going. We feel good about where we're at. Now, we're going to have a challenge this week now. Tomorrow night's going to be a battle. They do a great job on offense, and they're tough. The quarterback's tough. He made me a believer last year.
Absolutely.
Those guys.
He did, of course, you got to see him the first time last year. We're talking about Jacob Wasick, the quarterback at Lexington Catholic. Second time, a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get talking more about Catholic, I want to add one more thing here on. When we were talking to Travis, your DC, he said you all do some stats a little bit different, and you put a lot of emphasis on tackles for loss.
Mm-hmm.
You got 31 on the season. That's an average of 6.2 a game.
Yeah,
it's getting back there.
Yeah, we did some percentages. I know those guys, our defensive staff does a great job as far as what they do, and we track, and we've got an after action report that we do, and there's some percentages. I forget, it's in the upper 70s or lower 80s about if that drive, if they had a negative play, a tackle for loss, their percentage of getting a first down is only, it gives us a 80% chance or high 70% chance of getting a stop, of them having to punt or having to do something if they have a negative play within that. And that's something that, hey, we've seen the numbers, and this is what we want to do. And the more of those negative plays we can get, and then you think as a defensive play caller, or whatever, it's hard to call a play if you're 2nd and 14 or 3rd and 14 as an offensive play caller, and you're stacked back. What are we going to do now? And this it's that. And offenses want to stay on schedule. Like I want at very worst, I want to be 2nd 10 at the very worst after a first down play. And if you're more than that, it kind of puts you in a bind about. Most teams don't have the guys that can catch this little one and take it off.
Right. You were, yeah, in a hurry.
Yeah.
The ball game last Friday night against Taylor County, you were 4th and 9 on your first possession.
Mm-hmm.
And, hey,
yeah,
you got it to one of those guys.
Yeah, that's something. I think it's 4th and 9, 4th or 10. We'd gotten pushed back and had a play. I think it ended up we had a holding penalty or something, I think. It was 3rd and long. Sage threw a check net. They're playing back. Sage did the smart thing, which you can see he's over 70% passing, so he's being smart with the ball, which is what we want of him. You're going to take your chances. We're going to take our shots, but we got to be smart with the ball. He gets it to Avery. We get 10, get half of it. Hey, we're here. We've got faith in them, and that's something our kids all know. We're going no huddle. We're lining up on the line. We see what they're in. We're going to put them in a good play. All they have to do is execute. Some people kind of get all antsed up when it's 4th down, or like, well, you shouldn't do this. This is maybe not what everybody else does. But if you've got confidence in your team and confidence in your guys, they're going to go make a play. And that means not necessarily just confidence in the offense. It's confidence in our defense. If we don't get it, we're going to stop them. And when you're playing a team, what teams are going to do to us sometimes, and what Taylor did, they're going to run the play clock all the way down. They're going to try to shorten the game, keep the ball away from our offense, and we don't want to lose possessions and give it up. We want to score every time we get it.
A lot of people have asked me this week, well, what did you think about the big tackle, Johnson, 6'5", 300. The only thing I said was it's hard to tell when you're in the line, but when the Smith kid gained yardage, he went behind him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a good player, and that's something it's hard to translate from one or the other. From when they're playing on the offensive line. It's hard to translate. I know some people. I remember not too long ago Eli Cox, who's starting at Kentucky now, an All SEC center. He was at West Jessamine. West Jessamine wasn't very good. He was their best player. He was going to Kentucky. Everybody's kind of like, I don't know if that's a good one. I don't know if he's going to work out. And then, hey, what has he done? He's been All SEC, started a really good player for them. So it's hard to justify saying to judge him on one game as far as what this is going. If he's going to be a good player in college, because it's a different game. He's a big guy. He can move. He's got all the measurables. I wish him nothing but the best.
Coach, we're going to talk more about what's going on in practice this week and your upcoming opponent. We're going to do that after these messages. We are on the Rebel Roundup here at Old Bridge Grill. Call ahead for carry out here at 859-236-1237. That's Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Back after these messages on the Hometown Radio Network.
Kentucky Farm Bureau has provided residents of the Bluegrass with quality insurance since 1943. Todd Tiller's been a trusted Kentucky Farm Bureau agent since 1994, taking care of all your insurance needs with prompt service and personal attention. Now as your agency manager, you can depend on Todd to continue to give you the best rates on home, auto, life insurance, and service. Call Todd Tiller or new agent Sam Tiller or Jessica Johnson at 859-236-4081 at the Farm Bureau Agency on the Danville Bypass next to Boyle County Fairgrounds. Todd, Sam, and Jessica at your Boyle County Farm Bureau Agency are big on commitment.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at CartownKiaUSA.com.
Cartown Kia is in Nicholsville on Nicholsville Road.
Hi folks, Mike Gay here, HR Manager with Essity. At Essity, we want to wish all of our local high schools good luck during this season. We're proud to sponsor Mercer County, Bergen, Boyle County, Danville, and Garrett County. All of these schools will produce our future employees, and we're rooting for you all this season. So go Ads, go Rebels, go Titans, go Bulldogs, and go Golden Lions. So thanks again from Essity in Harrodsburg and Danville for representing our communities in a great way.
Intercounty Energy wants you to put safety first when you're working outside this summer. Always look up to see if there are overhead power lines, and be sure to stay clear of them. For safety's sake, always hire a professional to trim trees instead of doing it yourself. Remember, a tree limb cut in the wrong place could fall on a power line and cause you a world of hurt. If you do decide to do the work yourself, always protect your eyes and hands by wearing safety glasses and gloves. Intercounty Energy cares about your safety. Look up, be alert, and stay safe.
Need a change of scenery? Check out Kentucky State Parks. With 45 parks to choose from, there are limitless options. Each park has its own unique features, landscape and resorts, restaurants, campgrounds, and some of the best golf courses around. Pick one that fits your lifestyle and your family. Explore Kentucky Parks. Enjoy fun outdoor adventure without the long lines of many destinations. Book now at parks.ky.gov.
10 lucky people will win a $100 bill this Saturday at Lexington Road Laser Wash Customer Appreciation Day. One lucky person will win a 55-inch smart TV this Saturday during Customer Appreciation Day at Lexington Road Laser Wash. Plus 3 lucky people win a pair of Lower Arena UK basketball tickets Saturday during Customer Appreciation Day at Lexington Road Laser Wash. Stop by Saturday between 8 and 2 and get your car washed for free. The only touch-free car wash. Enjoy free burgers, hot dogs, and Pepsi products during Customer Appreciation Day Saturday in Danville. Lexington Road Laser Wash broadcast live Saturday 11 to 2 on Z105.
And now back to the Rebel Roundup on Z105 WRNZ FM.
And we are back here at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Steve Bertram talking with Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix. Still can't get over the fact that you've been here 3 years. You put 3 championships. When you left Corbin to come here, did you anticipate this type of success?
I hope for it. I didn't necessarily. It's hard to say. when you'd never won one, and here we've came and we've won 3 in a row. Didn't think after that first year coming into it, they lost a bunch of guys who went Division One, and coming there, and I had a parent, Mickey McDaniel, had messaged me the other day, and it was kind of a memory popped up about, hey, Miss, when Will was playing and this, and Tim was the one I remember. We went on a trip to where did I go to? North Carolina, Boone, North Carolina. Went on a family vacation and around Christmas time. All of our family did. Didn't have any service. And we're on the way back. We're going to a Chick-fil-A, and I remember looking down at my phone, and I had a Twitter message from McDaniel Wealth Management on something on this, and I had to click it and said, hey, you be interested in the bull job? And I remember me and my wife was sitting there, I said, hey, look at this. and that's just kind of how it came about. And I said, oh, thanks for this. But going in with came here, started in February, I had Jeff Hester here, had all the coaches, really didn't bring anybody with me at that point, kept the coaches. COVID hits, and I see our guys working out before all that. Then COVID hit in March when all that schools got shut down. And you're worried if you here, I've moved my family. I don't even know if we're going to have a season. This is kind of going on. It was a wild time. I had a great time and had a good job as far as I want, but I took a chance. I said, how many people want to follow Chuck Smith and what they had done? And really just came and went to work. I said, it's something that kind of pushes me, and doing this is it's all I think about. It's all I do. And I came in with a great group of leadership of Will McDaniel, I'm trying to think of his name. The tight end caught the big pass. Red hair. I can't forget his name. I am now, as far as
we all forget names.
Yes, I know. I'm getting bad.
You're not old enough to be doing
I know,
that.
I know. But he caught the big pass and a touchdown. Goes. But just seeing those kids, it'll come to me in a second. Seeing all those kids and how hard they worked and what they did for each other. Jagger come in, I remember, and it was one of those things like Jagger said, hey, when I score a touchdown, this is what I'm going to do. And the guy's like, hey, we don't do that here. This is not what we do. This is what we do here. And, that was just something kind of, I was like, oh, my gosh. Coleman Clark.
Yes.
Coleman Clark, I remember Coleman said, hey, man, we don't do that here. This is what we do. And Coleman was a guy who played some the year before, came in and tied in, started both ways for us, played outside linebacker. He was wasn't going to wow you. He was a tennis player, didn't have big muscles coming out, didn't have any of this stuff, but he played linebacker, strong side linebacker. He did whatever we asked of him. He did it. He was technical. He did what he was coached to do. Then he's going over playing Y, made that big play in the state championship game, cut pass 6 shuffle. He catches that thing, splits 2 guys, boom, for a touchdown, one of the biggest plays in the game. Luke Shepardson really was a 3rd or 4th option the year before. Comes out, he's our number 1 option and absolutely dominates in this. But if you would have told me he had 1 catch for 1 yard in the state championship and we won the game, I'd be like, you're crazy. We didn't do that. So, but they played both ways. He did tip the ball on the one that got it out of there for that. So it was just great memories of coming to doing this. In the next year, like, well, I don't know if we can win it. And who we had coming back, and Cole Lanner, had an unbelievable senior year. What he did, we were able to move him around, and what a year he had. As for us, I look back, he was really the main receiver. Luke Enfield came out and played that next year and had some good plays for us, kept people honest where they couldn't just key on Cole. You had Avery Bodner as a sophomore, ran for 1,100 yards. Jagger had a big year, beat Johnson Central, have that one. And then last year coming, you've got a new quarterback. What's going to happen? How are we going to do this? Tavy comes over and don't see him till July 10th. And you don't know, you hear all this and you don't know, and come in having to learn everything as far as what we're doing, how we do things, playing both ways, just new pieces going in and out and getting it all together. And then Sage gets hurt, and then Avery has to play quarterback, and then the linemen go down, and we're playing all these different people. But it's just a testament to the kids, really, of how hard that they work, how hard that they value about what it means to be a Rebel, what it means to be a Rebel football player, and what it takes. That's something that pushes me every day and pushes our coaches staff and and we hold each other to the fire. That's something. I mean, last night in the group, in a text with one of our coaches, he sent me something about this, and he said, "Iron sharpens iron," and we're constantly thinking of ways that what pushes us to be better, and that's what makes us good. Practice is competitive. It's a production world out there every day in practice, and you can see our kids just, that fire just keeps burning in them, and we want to keep it going until hopefully that December 1st, we're playing our best at 8 o'clock that night.
How did Avery Bodner get faster this year coming into this season?
He looked like he was shot out of a cannon the other night, didn't he?
Absolutely.
And
that's not the only time this year.
No. Well, I said the first play of the season, he takes it 80 yards for a touchdown. Avery works really hard. Avery's a kid who does everything we ask of him. He's physical. If you look back and we go back and look at different things, I said as an offensive play caller and things we look at, I'm constantly, hey, what are we doing back here? And we get all of our clips back, and I go back and look what we did in 2020. I look back what I was doing in 2010 with some different offensive stuff because it all recycles as far as we want to. But Avery's is tough. He can throw. He can catch. Avery's as a quarterback would probably start for a lot of teams around here, and would be dynamic, throwing, running, understands what we want. And Tavy's the same way. Tavy is we always got some things, and you'll see each week those guys are going to play quarterback. We're going to move them around and do this, and defenses try to stop it.
Back to talking about the defense, what you've got, and another thing came to mind when you're in some of these hot scrimmages. Do you have crow against crow?
Not much as that. Jace Crow's a kid who you cannot put a value on what he brings to our team as far as that. And if you seen him walking here, and if you see him walking around, well, that kid, when you see him, what's he? He's not a football player. He doesn't look like much. But Jace Crow is the epitome of what it means to be a football player, and what he brings every single, because he can't have a bad day. If he comes in not ready to go, he's going to get pushed out. And, we talk about what it means to be a Rebel football player, and he's the epitome of that. He brings it every day. Hey, Jace, he's got 2 jerseys. We were collecting jerseys. We got our new jerseys in from our old ones. Like, well, Jace, you haven't turned either one of yours in. He's got 44 and 50 because some weeks he's going to have to play O-line, some weeks he's not. We try to be smart with that and develop some depth. But, hey, Coach, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Do whatever you want me to do. I'll play O-line. I'm going to play both ways. I can play on the D-line. I can play linebacker. He plays a position what we call Rebel, the Rebel position, where sometimes he pops back and he's a linebacker, he's a defensive end. And I know when teams look at when they're doing their scouting report, that's what we do on Mondays. They're looking here and they say D end, 5'8", 190. We're running to that side. That's where we're going to run to. We're running this little guy and run to him. I hope they keep doing it. That's something that he's just a football player. And Jax is going to be a good football player. Jax is an inside linebacker. He's a wrestler, good player. Got to get his speed and doing that a little bit, but he is getting better and starts on some of our special teams.
And we keep talking about what it means to be a Rebel football player, but there's something to that. I mean, the last 25 years around Boyle County football has been kind of golden. I see former players showing up at the games now.
Yep.
And I have for several years. I used to think I can remember watching Highlands play, and they had all their former players out there with their leather jackets on and the year on them, and I said, well, wow, it would be something to be like that. Hey, we're there.
Yep. And that's something I said, the LCA game, I remember. And, I'm so focused on what we're doing, and it's really, what's going on inside the white lines is all I'm worried about. I'm not looking at anything. And you can hear the crowd and some of that sometimes. But I remember we scored a touchdown down there on the end zone closest to our middle school. the new middle school, and I looked down, and like that whole corner was all former players, and a lot of them were former players that I had doing that. And I was like, how cool is that? Like looking back on the film and seeing all those guys that have been here since 2020, and even some of the prior ones. In 2020, some of those guys that graduated in 19 were on our sideline doing that. You had Reese Smith, you had some of those older guys that were there on our sideline, which is always cool, and having them come back and kind of talk to our guys too about what it means, because people think about, and I love college football. I love watching it on Saturday. I'm okay on the NFL. It's all right. But there's nothing better than high school football, and it's the best time. I was blessed enough to play college football for 4 years at Western, and I played some big stadiums and big all this, but there is nothing better than playing high school football. And I said, it's funny, we're talking about that now, but I've got a group text there's 3 of my teammates that I have, and we're real good friends, and I sent them a text the other day. I said, guys, I wish, and I grew up in a great program. Mike Holcomb was a great coach. We won a state championship our senior year, did this, and it was awesome. But I tell them, I wish I would have went to a school that had the culture like what we have here and was pushed, and everything mattered, and all this kind of went to it. And they were all like, me too, because they're asking me, what do y'all do? What do y'all do? I said, we work every morning. We get to it every day, and everything matters, and that's something that just makes this place special.
We're talking with Boyle County head football coach Justin Haddix, and we're going to be taking a break right now, though. We're at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Call ahead for carryout at 236. Got to get that area code in there first, 859-236-1237. They've got salads, wraps, and more, quesadillas, grilled chicken wrap, chicken, bacon, ranch wrap, hot dogs, grilled cheese, shrimp and fish baskets, pizzas, cheese, pepperoni, or sausage, and lots of sides. Call ahead for carryout if that's what you'd like to do, or come in, eat in the restaurant, or eat out on the deck here. Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant, back with more after these messages on the Hometown Radio Network.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Be a better recycler. Learn what you can take to the Boyle County Convenience Centers and Recycling Center. Download the new free app, Boyle County Recycling, for Apple and Android phones. The app features the Waste Wizard, where you can search any item and what to do with it. Also, play the sorting game. Download the app and be a better recycler for Boyle County.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Stock number PZ059818, MSRP $32,475, sales price $30,967. Stock number PZ035299, MSRP $45,055, sales price $41,967. All incentives to dealer plus tax title and license. See dealer for details. Must finance with approved lender with approved credit. Not all may qualify. Offer ends 10/2/23.
Kick off the season with huge savings at Don Franklin Mitsubishi. Get 0.99% APR for 36 months on select Mitsubishi Outlander models. Or lease the new 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV SE SUV for $369 per month for 24 months. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Mitsubishi.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer.
Are you considering a new home purchase or maybe a remodel? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Jason Tyler. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Harrodsburg. As part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-734-3316 and let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank is Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey, Hey, Eddie Montgomery, I'm thinking about starting a new music career, kind of like John Daly. This is my course, na-na-na-na-na, where I was born. I love to play. I shot 2 under yesterday out at Old Bridge.
Mike, hold it. Please stick to golf proing and let me do the singing, okay, brother?
But I'm just so excited about everything we're doing to make Old Bridge better. It's a lot of fun out there, and I want to invite all my friends to come out.
Oh, please, somebody. No. Somebody get me to Old Bridge, because I need a drink. Please.
Hey, y'all, this is Chastity at ADA Heating and Air. Give us a call at 859-519-6382 to schedule an appointment, or check us out online at adaheatingandair.com. And don't forget, we offer 24-hour emergency service. ADA is on the way.
And now back to the Rebel Roundup on Z105 WRNZ FM.
And we are back on Rebel Roundup here at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. And again, we encourage you to come out and say hi to them, visit the pro shop. They've got special sale prices on a lot of things there. Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Eat in, call, carry out, whatever you'd like to do, they're here for you. And they've got just about anything that you'd like to eat. And it's all delish. Wonderful, wonderful food. How's practice been this week, Justin?
It's been competitive. It is. We had a great day on Wednesday. I said Tuesday's kind of a, getting them in there and getting them going. And Wednesday we had a great day. Wednesday was kind of like the Wednesday before we played Scott County. So I hope that's the way that it kind of comes out when you're doing that. But our kids are great to coach. It is fun. They're fun to coach. I said it's a constant battle as far as that. It makes it fun when they're competing and it's not pulling teeth to get them to go. It is almost, we got to hold them back sometimes to do this, which is exciting. It's been a fun team to coach so far.
For those who don't know about Boyle County practice, in a nutshell, you want to run through what you do during the week?
Yeah. A lot of places, when I grew up in high school, Monday was kind of a helmets. This was in high school. Monday was a helmet day, and we're kind of going through what we're going to install and what we're going to do. Tuesday was a full pad day. Wednesday was a shells day, which helmet, shoulder pads, kind of a lighter. Thursday was another helmet day, and it was called a walk-through or run-through. You're just kind of on air the whole time. And then Friday's obviously game day. Now, at Boyle County, Sunday is a run, lift, and we feed them on Sunday and watch film of the previous game, and we'll do some walkthroughs. And we were playing a Scott County. It was a different style of offense. We did a walkthrough that day on Sunday, kind of in there with it. Monday is a padded day. It's an install, but it's a padded day. Shells a lot of times. Tuesday shells, Wednesday shells, Thursday shells. So we're going now. Obviously, the intensity goes down a little bit in that, but we are practicing, getting a great. The scout teams are giving us a great look, all that. During those times, our JV plays on Monday and our freshmen play on Thursday. So we've got Coach Goldsmith's schedule. We're going to have 9 JV games, I think 7 freshman games. So our guys get a ton of reps, and in this, when we're talking about it, we've got managers that are there. We've got, I think, 6 female managers that are there setting up drills, taking things down. We've got 5 film guys that operate a drone or up if it's raining, they're up inside with a camera. They're going to the freshman games and videoing them, where our kids got things to learn off of. And it's not just, it doesn't matter. Everything matters. And we're filming it, able to teach them off the film and do that. We've got huddle on all these things now. They got these phones. They can click on their phone. Right. It can pull up practice, and our coaches are putting in notes for them to where, hey, look at this, where are your eyes, this is where you need to be. So that they understand it's not just me talking of saying everything matters. The eye in the sky don't lie. This is this. Like, we're watching it, and this is where you need to improve. And I told them today, they've got so many more advantages than what I had growing up. And what you had as far as watching film or doing this, like, you have all these things that you can use to get better. Don't waste them. And we're constantly trying to improve every day.
Do you think you're making the most out of technology?
You can always get better. There's something there. We do try to. We've got the drone up. We've got guys that operate the drone, so we get a great view. You can see it from the offensive side, the defensive side, zooming in on everything. You get to see spacing from that with it, which is awesome. And when I was at Corbin, we had the drone. We had a grass practice field. So, usually if you're filming, you're just standing up and you'd wear that one piece of grass out where it was. But with the drone, you can move it wherever you're at. So we can work different situations. If we're working in the red zone, we can still get the same view. If we're working at the 50, wherever we're working at, we're able to get the same view and really teach off the film too. Because in our practices, I would say for us on the inside run script, we'll have 20, 25 plays. Then a perimeter, which is 7-on-7, but we have some outside runs and screens on that too, probably 20 plays. So there's 45. And then as a team thing, you're getting probably 25 plays in. So on an offensive day, that's how many plays we're getting in. So 60, 70 plays that we're getting in every day that we're able to run and see on film. Then, so on Tuesday is a defensive day. So they're getting all those plays, scout team, and then the offense is getting 20 at the end. On Wednesday, offense is getting 60, 70 plays in, and then defense is getting 20 at the end. So our kids are getting a ton of reps of the game plan of what we're doing over and over and over again, and then we're able to look at that. During the game, we have the camera system. So when they're off and they're not playing, we can go over there. We got a TV and iPads and show them, hey, this is what they're giving us. We got to make adjustments. We can make adjustments there. We've got coaches in the boxes they have things to look at. I've got a guy up in the box, Jeremy Brummett, played here, me and him same age. Every play that we get over 10 yards, he's writing the play down, who did it and where it's going to, how many touches we got, how many this is going. So we're keeping track of all those things too. At halftime, we can say, hey, this is what worked, this is this. So we're trying to stay ahead of the game and technology as best we can. There's always ways, and that's what we do in the off season. We're always looking at, well, what do you all do? What do you do? How can we use this and take this idea and make it ours?
Kicking game this year. You mentioned it earlier as far as kick coverage goes. Andrew Carr he's the last guy, so he's got to do it, but he's made 2 or 3 fantastic hits. Yep. He laid the kid out last week, I think, against Taylor.
I told his mom, I told Carla, I said, he got the big hit award this week on the bus ride back because hit the kid. And if you saw him, well, you probably could see he's playing soccer too, but the previous week against Scott County when he tackled that guy out of bounds on their sideline, he had got the turf burn on his elbow, inside of his knee, had it all over him. And then he made the big hit the other night. But Andrew's done a great job. We've got to do a better job covering. But he's getting there. He's playing soccer all the time. Then he's also coming to kick. Done a great job on extra points as far as what we're doing. I was talking today, we haven't had to snap the ball deep on a punt yet, knock on wood. We've done a quick kick kind of little thing, what we call, and Sage has done a good job at that. But Sage is also our punter. Baylor Murphy can punt for us. So we've got some different options that we got to do. Our return game's been great. When our guys get it, good things are going to happen because we got good blockers. But then also, if you get those guys the ball in space, good things are going to happen with DeMaurier, Avery, Tavy, any of those guys.
Excuse me. The ball game coming up. We've got to take another break. Let me get this break in. We're going to talk about Lexington Catholic when we come back after these messages on the Hometown Radio Network.
Isaiah House provides holistic substance abuse treatment to help recovering addicts achieve sobriety for a lifetime.
You're looking for treatment, if you're looking for help out there and you're a woman, you can't do it by yourself. They will welcome you in with open arms and open hands right where you're at.
Kentucky Medicaid accepted for treatment. Call Isaiah House Treatment Center today, 859-375-9200. Isaiah House Treatment Center, real hope for addiction.
Hi folks, Mike Gay here, HR Manager with Essity. At Essity, we want to wish all of our local high schools good luck during this season. We're proud to sponsor Mercer County, Bergen, Boyle County, Danville, and Garrett County. All of these schools will produce our future employees, and we're rooting for you all this season. So go Ads, go Rebels, go Titans, go Bulldogs, and go Golden Lions. So thanks again from Essity in Harrodsburg and Danville for representing our communities in a great way.
Kentucky Farm Bureau has provided residents of the Bluegrass with quality insurance since 1943. Todd Tiller's been a trusted Kentucky Farm Bureau agent since 1994, taking care of all your insurance needs with prompt service and personal attention. Now as your agency manager, you can depend on Todd to continue to give you the best rates on home, auto, life insurance, and service. Call Todd Tiller or new agent Sam Tiller or Jessica Johnson at 859-236-4081 at the Farm Bureau Agency on the Danville Bypass next to Boyle County Fairgrounds. Todd, Sam, and Jessica at your Boyle County Farm Bureau Agency are big on commitment.
Hey everybody, this is Eddie Montgomery from Montgomery Gentry, and I want to invite all my friends and neighbors to come join the fun at Old Bridge Golf Club. From the best hamburgers you can eat to a golf course that's fun and hard to beat, we got it going on at Old Bridge.
And Eddie, I'll start my music career. Everybody can hear me sing just like John Daly out at Old Bridge.
Oh, no, Mike. No. Come on out and join us for golf, food, fellowship, and fun at Old Bridge, and I'll keep Mike from singing. Please, hurry.
They done did it again. Gave a great deal and made a new friend. Where's this, you say? Withers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lawrenceburg is the way. With first-class service and a spin of the wheel. For some extra gifts after your new car deal, check out the inventory at ChryslerofLawrenceburg.com and head on down to US 127 to the new Withers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lawrenceburg. Today is your deal of the day, and Withers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lawrenceburg is the way.
Lawson's Tractor 2, your local Kubota equipment dealer, wants to help you deliver a job done right. That's why they want you to know that the new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You have work to do. They have the reliability and durability and versatile lineup to help you do it all. Visit Lawson's Tractor 2 today for all your equipment needs. Lawson's Tractor 2, 4 miles south of Danville on Highway 127, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. Lawson's Tractor 2.
And now back to the Rebel Roundup on Z105 WRNZ FM.
And we're back for our final portion of tonight's program on Rebel Roundup. And, this is the, I think, 35th meeting between Boyle County and Lexington Catholic. And the first time, I think, that it doesn't matter except for bragging rights.
Yeah, that's something I said. Coach Burt Battiani, we were there, and he took the job at Cincinnati Moeller, but we talked about it and we were going, and we said we'd like to keep the game going. It's a great rivalry, great game, and I thought they were going to stay in 4A when we first started, and then he told me, hey, we're moving to 3, and they could stay in 3 or they could play up, and he's like, well, we're going to move to 3A, and he said, well, we were kind of talking back and forth, and we're looking at scheduling, and it worked out where we were able to play. I didn't know if it was going to. It did. I thought it was a good game for us. It's close. We get to go and play in Lexington. Usually it's a high-profile game. They're always good. I think they're rated number 2 in 3A in one of the polls or something. Right. I don't know. There's so many polls now, but it was a good game for us and their quality team.
They are. They've got the quarterback, Jackson Wazik, 81 of 125, throwing the football this year for 12 touchdowns. He's only had 1 pick, thrown for just shy of 1,100 yards. He just does a lot of things. He really impressed me the first time that you played him over there.
Yes, we hit him. I remember Tommy hit him one time and said he ain't going to get up, and he got up. He moved around. He's kind of like a little Johnny Manziel, a little bit somewhat.
Yeah.
You think you got him, and then, boom, he gets out. That was something I was talking to Doug Charles at LCA, and they played him, and I said, well, how'd the game go before we got the film? And, well, we had him, and then he somehow sneaked out and made a couple big throws and big plays. So he's definitely tough. He understands their scheme as far as what they're doing. He's got 3 good receivers that are there. The 11, he just came over from Henry Clay. He's a big, tall, 6'2", 6'3" guy. Sam Clements is a guy. He's another one that maybe doesn't look like much when you see him out there. He's not going to impress you in warm-ups, but I've seen him play. He's playing safety and playing receiver. He made big plays on us last year. He's a quality player. 18, played like kind of an outside linebacker safety deal last year.
Kern,
He's a big, tall. He's 6'2", 6'3". He's pretty. He looks good. Big, long, got a lot of length there, so he's a good player. I just looked up some names. Brady, that's it. Ends up Wasick is the second leading tackler. He's a sophomore. That's the quarterback's brother. So you're kind of looking at a lot of those guys are back. Their offensive line. There's 7 seniors that they rotate. So they're good up front, and they understand their scheme. They do a great job staying within themselves. And then Jackson Wasick, number 7, he makes plays and makes them all better around him.
He just does a lot of things well. He's ran the ball 41 times this year for not a lot of yardage, but you don't see the yards that he saves that would be losses. They have a running back by the name of Joaquin Pereira this year, 42 carries in 5 games for 268 yards and 5 touchdowns. Do you expect, with Mathiani gone, do you expect to see anything different out of Lexington Catholic tomorrow night?
Defensively, they're more of a 3-4. They've changed scheme on defense. They've kept the guy who called the offense in 21. He was the athletic director. He called the offense in 21, and then he moved to the defensive side in 22. Now he's back calling the offense in 23. So it's kind of the same scheme, kind of married that together. So he's been there. He's athletic director, done a good job with them. Some things that you don't know and just kind of watching as far as just watching film. 23, Caleb Nelson, he was at Dunbar as a freshman. I think he won the 100 or 200 in the state track meet. So he plays corner and also plays some receiver, and they'll take deep shots with him. He's a speedster, so we've got to watch out for him as far as doing that. But they've got a lot of guys that played some football, and they play really, really hard, and they make things happen. And then obviously when they're getting to play, when they play us and when they play this, it's, you're watching them on film and they're playing great crossing and they're playing this. It seems like there's another gear in them when they're playing us, and our guys are the same way. It's a big game. Kids are going to step up and be ready.
Quickly, keys to a Boyle County win tomorrow night.
We got to limit the big play. If you look at what are done on our defense, we've done pretty well, but we've given up some big plays, and that's something against a team like this. They can score in a hurry, so we've got to limit the big play. We've got to tackle well in space, and you can't give a team like this a short field. You've got to make them drive the ball over and over and over, put long